Hi, hello guys. Hey guys, welcome to this Facebook Live. Okay, let me just see. Hi everyone, welcome to this Facebook Live show. And if you guys can see and can hear me, just type a 1, just type a 1 in the chat so that I know that you guys are here. Just let me know guys, just type a 1 in the chat if you can see and can hear me loud and clear. Thank you. All right. Okay. Good. So I see a few of you coming on board already, guys. So yes, I can see your comments. Keep it coming. One. Hi. Good. Hi. Good evening. Hi, Iksu. Good to see you here. One. Hi, Eugene. Lynette. Hi, Bernard. Good to see you here. Hi, Chanan. You're asking about CICT. Okay. Later we'll see if we can cover that. Hi, Andy. You're asking about NetLink Trust, UMS. Thank you so much, Andy. Hi. Okay. Good. One. Bernard. Hi. Teo Guan, Li Tiang, Tony, awesome. Good to see you guys here. I'm glad that you guys can see and can hear me. Welcome to this Facebook Live show called Ask Me Any Stocks. And pretty much we'll be looking at the Singapore market, right? So for those of you who's like pretty much your first time joining us, we have done a couple of live Facebook Live like this, all right? And come like we'll dive into the stocks that you guys are asking about, all right? So later you let me know your stocks. I think some of you are actually typing your stocks right here, like sets and all that. So not to worry, guys. Later we'll do a live poll, all right? And that's where you can let me know what stocks you want covered, and I'll try to cover as many as possible, all right? And I'll give you a quick opinion on where we are. What should you be doing? Should you be getting out? Maybe get in, or what should you be doing? All right. So that's what we'll cover, all right? So for those of you who have just joined us, welcome to this Facebook Live show called Ask Me Any Stocks. My name is Joey Choy, top tier manager trader in Philips Securities. And pretty much let's just dive into it right now. All right. So we look at the market as well. All right. And we'll do a live poll in a bit. All right. So this just quick disclaimer, whatever that's shared today will be just for information purpose only. So please do your own due diligence as well. All right. The standard disclaimer that you would have to put as well. All right. Okay, good. So here's what you need to do, all right, to participate in the live poll, all right? Here's what you need to do, all right? And what happens is you need to go to this app right here. I'll just place the link in the chat, all right? So that is the link. I'll just place it in the chat. So just click on this link, all right? Or you can go to Slido, www.slido.com. The code is AMAS10, all right? AMAS10, number 10, that is the code. Or you can simply click on the link, right? Click on the link that I just placed in the chat, all right? So you can just take part in this live poll. So that's pretty much where you can let me know what stocks you want covered, all right? So just type it in there in a bit later, all right? I'll tell you when to do it. But right now, just do a quick poll. And in fact, let me just show you guys what is the result. So what is your view on the stock market? So let me just go ahead to show you the results. So this is live, all right? So go ahead to click on the link. Click on the link right there. Okay, so this is the pretty much the link, all right, which I've shared in the chat, and this is live right now, right? So pretty much, guys, just do a quick. Let me know, all right? Let me know what's your view on the stock market right now. What do you guys think? You can just take part in the poll. Click on the link in the chat, and let's just do a quick poll right now. Okay. So for those of you who have just joined us, welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stocks. All right, so we have like more than 100 of you on board already. Welcome here. All right, my name is Joey. All right, so pretty much now we're doing a live poll on what your view on the stock market. So let me know, just click on this poll. We'll see how it plays out. What's your view? Click on the link right there. I'll just place the link in the chat again. Okay, good. So I'll just place the link in the chat again. All right, and just click on it and take part in this live poll right now. Okay, and what is your view on the stock market? So I think we have like a lot of people saying that's a little bit bearish. So this is live right now, guys. So if you have clicked on the link, I think pretty much you can take part. It's working, right? Thank you so much, Lynette. All right, hi, Cecilia. Good to see you here. It's working. Geo Energy, some of you are asking about certain stocks. Hi, Yen Ping. Awesome. All right. Hi, Jimmy. Good to see you here. Samudera Shipping. Awesome. So later, you let me know what stocks, right? So just hang on a bit, right? UMS, one of them as well. Awesome. Okay, so this is the live poll, guys. Join us, www.slido.com. The code is AMAS10. You can simply just type the name of the, pretty much just click on the link there, all right, and take part in this live post. I think a lot of you are saying that it's a little bit bearish, right? 55% is bearish, 31% saying that it's time to start bargain hunting, 70% what is happening, bottoming out soon, 14%. So I think most of you are saying that it might not be bottoming out soon, it might take a while, only 14%. Some of you are 14% saying no idea as well. Get out on any rebound. So you can see, guys, this is changing live. So I think most of you are saying that's more bearish. Or of course, we'll look at it, the market in a bit. We'll cover some of the reasons why we are a little bit more bearish. But this is pretty much the where you can take part in this live poll, all right, and let me know what stocks as well. All right, so good. All right, let me just move on right now and put back this. Okay, good. So guys, let me know right now if you want me to just cover maybe the market or maybe the STI. Let me know. Just type STI, type STI in the chat. Let me know if you want me to just dive into the STI right now, just to do a quick coverage of the market, the Singapore market, where we are right now. Let me know, just type STI in the chat before we dive into the market, all right? And guys, for those of you who have just joined us, welcome, all right? And what you can do right now is I would appreciate if you guys can just help me to like and share as well, all right? There should be a little like button, all right, like button somewhere at the bottom, all right? There's something to like and share so we can help to reach out to more people. Thank you so much for doing that before we dive into this, the market, all right? Just click on like and share. There should be some heart shape or what there. Okay, good. So I see a lot of like and share. Thank you so much, guys. This is what I'm saying here. Thank you so much for the love and hearts. All right, so something to like and share so that we can reach out to more people. All right, before we begin. Thank you so much. All right, awesome. So for STI. So let's dive into STI right now, since a lot of you are asking the market. So not to worry, guys. We'll cover the stocks later. I'll ask you what stocks you want covered, and that's where we'll go on into it. But before that, let's just do a quick analysis of the market first, all right? And then we dive into the stocks that you want. And make sure you stay all the way to the end as well, because at the end, after covering the stocks that you guys are asking, all right, at the end, all right, that's where I will share with you the stocks whereby, I pretty much am looking at, all right, there could be some, opportunity to get in on dips, all right? That's where I'll share with you one bonus stock at the end. So make sure you stay all the way to the end, all right? And that's after I do a coverage of the market and also covering the stocks that you guys like, right? So let me just go ahead to look at the STI right now, all right? So this is pretty much the Straits Times Index. Since a lot of you are asking about the STI, hi Kokun, hi King Hong, Alice, definitely. Jolene, hi, good to see you here. STI, also keep it coming, guys. I can see your comments. I'll try to put it on the screen and acknowledge all of you. And I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that this session right now is valuable, all right, and it's well worth your time. And thank you so much for being here, all right. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'll do my best to make sure it's all well worth your time, right? So this is the Straits Times Index right now. What do you guys think about the STI, about the Straits Times Index? Let me know, guys, in the chat. What do you guys think about the Straits Times Index right now, all right? Do you think it's a little bit more bullish, more bearish, or we could be seeing some like buying pressure coming back soon? Let me know in the chat, guys. What is your take on the STI? This is the Singapore STI Straits Times Index. Let me know. Bearish, all right. So I think some of you are saying it's bearish right now. Consolidating. We have Crystal, you're saying it's a bit more bearish. All right. Okay, good. Eugene, a bit more bearish. Let's see. Hi, Pobun, bearish. Rebounding soon, Alice. Bearish. Okay, good. So let me just go ahead to take a look at the STI right now. Okay, you can see that we have pretty much sold off, right? We have kind of like touched this level. So let me just go ahead to do a quick analysis. You can see that over the past few months, we are pretty much hitting a roadblock around the 3,300 level. Look at this right here. This was a 3,300. I think I talked about it in some of my videos as well. 3,300, we touch it. It was originally the support level. We turned to what we call a resistance level, all right? So 3,003 is pretty much the key resistance level. We touched 2 times. We couldn't get above, all right? And, we are starting to see a bit of selling pressure coming back, all right? And in fact, we were actually hoping for some good support coming in around that 3,150, right? 3,150 would be like support. You can see we over the past, I would say 6 to 8 months since the beginning of the year. Look at this right here. We have kind of like rebounded from it. All right, this was the resistance level. We kind of like shot up, and pretty much when we broke above the 3,150, we went all the way up as well. All right, and this is where we are right now, 3,100. and 15, 3115, right? So you can see that we kind of broke down below this 3150, right? 3150. So we are looking a little bit bearish for now in the short term, right? Because we kind of like went below the 3150. So just think of this level, 3150. I talk about it many times. So far, when we get out, when we get above it, that's where you start to see a bit of rebound. But over the past 1 week plus, with the market starting to sell down in the US, Dow Jones starting down by more than 400 points. The STI is starting down as well. And that's the reason why we sold off, right? So I think right now, we are seeing a little bit of a weakness all the way towards this level. I think you want to take note of this level. This is key, right? This would be the 3050 level, right? 3050. Let me show you what I mean. You can see that we have rebounded since last year. 1, 2, 3, or in fact, just in June, we sold off, we neared it, and we kind of rebounded from it as well. So we could be kind of like heading towards this level. So we might be heading down, all the way down, maybe towards the 3050. I think 3050 would be kind of like the near-term support level for the entire market. All right, we are not really in a bear market. I think some of you might asking, are we in a bear market? So what is a bear market? So basically, a bear market just means that prices have fallen by 20% or more from the peak, right? So just looking at the STI right here, you can see that the peak was around here, right? 3450. We have touched 2 times in February, in April, and we sold off. So that is the peak. Let's see where is that 20% mark. Will be somewhere around at 2750, 2750. So only when we hit that level, then we could be like in a bear market. But let's not talk about that level right now. I think right now we are back to this support around 3050, or even give it a bit of leeway. We can kind of like just shift this down a little bit, all right? And that would be the 3000, right? The 3000 psychology. I think right now, as we approach that 3000 to 3050 level, or that's where we can potentially see some good bargain hunting coming back again for the markets, the banks, the blue chips, right? And that level is key because, as I say, since last year, we've rebounded a couple of times, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and hopefully we do see some good buying pressure coming back. Of course, if we were to break below this 3000 psychological level, then that's where you want to be careful. That's where the market, for the STI, that's where we can really see more weakness coming back. We might start to push lower, or maybe to like 2009 or 2008. Let me just draw it for you. I think 2008 could be kind of like the next downside based on what we see previously in 2020. Right here was a support level. That could kind of be like the next downside below 3000. Right? But right now, it seems like we have just broken this 3150 support. So let's see if that 3000 can hold a bit of weakness in the short term, because pretty much this 3150 support has broken down. All right, so that is pretty much the STI. So I think all of you would know. Let me just do a quick coverage of the factors that is affecting the market. All of you would know. Maybe let me just go on to talk about the Dow Jones. Let me know, guys, how many of you want me to just cover the US market? Just type Dow, D-O-W, type Dow, D-O-W, in the chat, right? If you want me to just dive into the US market, the Dow Jones, so that we can just do a quick look at the US market as well. Type Dow, D-O-W. Let me know. Awesome. Okay, so Dow. All right, so let me just go into talk about the Dow Jones, all right? Right here. So welcome, guys. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Anything. So we are pretty much covering the markets right now. I just talked about the STI, but hang in there. Later, you will be able to ask me some of those stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on in the Singapore market, and that's where I will do my best to cover for you. And of course, at the end of it as well, all right, that's where I'll show you one stock that I like that you can also watch and put it in your watch list. All right, so right now, let's just dive back into the markets just to give you guys an idea of what has happened over the past few weeks. All right, so this is Dow Jones, right, trading at about 29,683. All right, so you can see that overall in the Dow Jones, we have fared a little bit worse than the Singapore market. Singapore market, you can see we were holding quite well above the 3,000, 3050. In fact, we didn't really sell off that much. But for Dow Jones, we have kind of approached what we call the bear market. So let me take a look at here, right? So you can see that this was the peak somewhere around that 37,000. This is the Dow Jones, and we sold off to somewhere around here. You can see right around here that 30,000, right? The 30,000 mark, the 29,500 is where the 20% is. So we're kind of like somewhere near the bear market territory, right, over the past week for the Dow Jones, right? So I talked about it in my video as well. And, this 30,000 for the Dow Jones is quite critical. First of all, it's like what we call a psychological level, all right? And in fact, in June, you can see right here in June, we kind of touched it and we staged quite a good rebound to 34, but we couldn't really hold above the support and we came all the way back down, all right? So that is the 30,000. And over the past 1 week, right? Over the past 1 week or past 3 to 4 days, you can see we kind of broke down that 30,000. In fact, we are still below it right now. I mean, now it's like 29,683, right? Which is like below 30,000. So it looks a little bit shaky, right? It looks a bit shaky because all this while, a couple of touches from the 30,000. Look at this right here in 2021. We touched, we came, and that's where the rally started. But somehow the past week, of course, due to more talks about rate hikes, whereby the Federal Reserve come out and say they want to pencil in more rate hikes by the end of the year, all right, instead of like 3.4%. That's what they kind of projected a few months back, but now it's like about 4.4%. So it's like, they kind of like, further hike rates, all right. And of course, last week, all of you would know that we had this 0.75% rate hike. So that was pretty much planned because all this while people were looking at 0.75%. But what was not planned is that they kind of like, increase, right, in terms of the peak that was penciled in by the end of the year, all right? So with more aggressive rate hikes, that's where we are seeing fears of a recession, all right? Fears of recession in terms of demand falling and stuff. That's where it affects the economy and not just the tech stocks like HIT. We're seeing a sell down in most of the stocks as well in the market. So that's pretty much the reason why we are looking at weakness in the market because of inflationary pressures still remaining high. It's kind of like not really coming down as fast as what most people want it to. And same as the Fed, they want it to come down to around the target of 2%, but somehow it's still remaining high. All right. So this is Dow Jones, and I say that right here, 29,683. So I think we are seeing some kind of a support, right here around the 29,000. So just think, 29,000 would be the next support level after 30,000. That was where we were somewhere in 2020, a couple of rebounds and started to trade up. And you can see right now, this is where we are. So I think, the next, it's only like 3 days, guys. So I would say that the next few days or maybe next 1 or 2 weeks will be quite critical, right? Hopefully, if we can consolidate right here from 29 to 30, that would be like the 1,000 range. And thankfully, if we can go back up above 30,000, well, that could be a good sign whereby buyers are starting to come back. There could be some strength, and that would be only if we were to get past the 30,000. If not, right? If we were to break the 29,000, unfortunately, that's where more selling can come back. So in terms of the moving averages as well, just by looking at this green line. So this is the green line, the 20 days moving average. You can see we are pretty much sloping down right now. All right. And all longer term moving average are sloping down. So yeah, pretty much a bit more weaker. And also the fact that we broke the 30,000. So a little bit more bearish. I mean, anything below 30,000, I would say a little bit more bearish for now. All right. And yeah, this is the reason I would say in terms of the rate hike news that's affecting the market. That's pretty much the main factor that's affecting the market. All right, so this is the Dow Jones. Just be careful. All right, anything below 30,000, I think it looks a little bit weaker. Okay, so this is the live poll that we have just done just now. So I think all of you, we have like more than 50, 60 of you taking part. I think more of you are saying bearish. Yes, I think so too. We might be a bit more bearish in the short term, especially if we stay below certain levels. The STI, I mean, we talk about 3150 for the Dow Jones, the 30,000. All right, so if you're looking to bargain or to catch the bottom, you can look at it, but just be careful. You want to see some stability, probably touch a few touches of the support at bottom. That's where you can think about getting in, or maybe some signs of the trend reversing back up, then you can think about getting in. If not, right now, it just looks a little bit weaker. All right, so this is the Dow Jones right here. All right, so how many of you are still here, guys? Just type a 2, in the chat if you're still here, you're still following me, and you want to move on to the next segment. All right, and for those of you who are still here, I appreciate more than like 200 of you here. I appreciate if you can just help me to like and share as well. All right, help me to like and share as well, so you can reach out to more people. There should be a little button at the bottom. All right, just help me to like and share, and then we move on to the next segment, which should be to let me know the stocks, right? The Singapore stocks that you guys want covered, right? So we'll come back. Right, so help me to like and share. Thank you. Okay, so 222. Hi, John. Good to see you here. Amy, good to see you. Hi, Wong, Jesse, Jocelyn. Hi, Jocelyn, Alistair, Joseph. Thank you so much. I see your comments, guys. Thomas, good to see you here as well. Awesome. Okay, good. Very useful. Thank you. All right. So yeah, I hope I've given you guys a quick note of where we are in terms of the market before we dive into the stocks. All right, so that at least you guys get a better picture as well. Okay, Ken? Okay, good. So let's move on. Thank you so much for all the hearts and likes. Appreciate it. Let's move on to the next segment, which would be to let me know what stocks you want covered, right? What stocks you want covered. So you can type in the live poll. Let me just go ahead and pull out the link again and share it with you guys right here. So that is the link, all right? So let me go ahead to stop the poll, right? So that is the link. Let me just go to share the link with you guys again. So that is the link right there. Let me know, guys, what are three, all right? So I've just placed the link. What are three Singapore stocks, right? Three Singapore stocks. It's the same link. I've just placed it in the chat. So just click on the link and you can take part in this live poll. Let me know what are three Singapore stocks that you want covered. So one stock, one line. Just type three stocks, one stock, one line, total three. Just click on submit, and that's where you can take part in this live poll right now. All right, so let me just show you live what is happening right now. I think we have a lot of you coming on board already, right? So this is live, guys. And of course, you can see the stocks that people are typing as well. All right, we're trying to cover as many as possible. So go ahead, think about this live poll about a few minutes. Let me know what are the stocks that you want covered, right? You want covered. You can probably, when you just submit, I think you can see the stocks right here. So remember, one stock, one line, and just submit it. And that's where you are pretty much taking part in the live poll, right? So there's a few more minutes. I think sets is one of those that is really popular. I think all of you would probably know what happened. I mean, why it tanked by quite a bit today, more than 20%. All right, so this is coming, guys. I can see that you guys are typing. All right, we have more than 40 of you taking part in live poll. Let me know, guys. Take part in this live poll. Click on the link in the chat. I think some of you are typing the name of the stocks in the chat. Let me just go to share the link again. So that is pretty much the link. Oh, sorry. I'll just place the link in the chat again. So I think some of you are typing the stock name here. All right. So hi, Sufat Venture Corp. Just type in the link, or so you can take part in this poll that I'm showing you right now. That is the slido.com. All right, whereby we can do a tally of the stocks that most people are actually asking about. So that is the link. I've shared it into the chat already. So go ahead, just to click on the link. Click on the link right there, and you will be able to take part in chat. All right. Okay, so it seems like sets is one of those really popular ones. Sets. We have UOB, we have a Keppel Corp. All right, coming up. Let's just go ahead to see what's happening right now. Okay, good. So keep it coming, guys. So we have like more than 70 of you taking part in the live poll. You can see this number right here, and some of you are still typing. All right, so let me know, guys. For those of you who just joined us, welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stock. So we pretty much just covered the markets, the STI, the Dow Jones, all right? And right now we are going to the segment that all of you are coming for, all right, which is pretty much to let me know what are the top Singapore stocks you could be holding, you're thinking to buy, maybe to get out, or you have no idea what to do with it, or you know what, just let me know. And if a lot of people are asking about it, then I will do my best to cover so that all of you will gain some value out of it, right? So you can just simply click on the link in the chat. So just one more minute, guys, I'll just place the link in the chat already. Click on it, all right? There should be a chat message right there. And let me know if it's working, guys. I think you guys are pretty much, you can click on the link. So there are pretty much people taking part in this post. So I guess it should be working, right? Let me know if it's not working, but I guess it should be working. Okay. Awesome. Okay, good. Okay, so a few more seconds, guys. Working. Thank you so much, Alice. All right. Okay, good. It is working. Awesome. So guys, for those of you who type your stocks over here, I think LV are talking about Nano Firm, Geo Energy, guys. Just type it in the chat so that we can do a tally, all right? And of course, we have Vilma as well. Just type it in the chat. Type it in the slido.com poll, whereby we can do a quick tally, all right? So let me just go ahead to pause the poll right now, okay, and take a look at the stocks. I think the first stock of you asking about is right in the center. We have a UOB, all right? UOB, and we have like Intl. Intl is like a US stock, right? So I'll just put Intl one side first, but pretty much we're looking at the Singapore market. So Intl one side first, but UOB, we have a sets. I think sets definitely is one of those guys that a lot of you are asking about. Sets, we have like more than 30 votes. We have a Keppel Corp as well. Keppel Corp. All right, so I'll try to cover like 8 to 10 stocks, guys. Just give me some time, all right, and let's just see, right? So we have okay, it's like kind of like jumping. What are there? All right. What about we have Rex International as well? I think Rex International as well. So UOB, SETS, Keppel Corp, Rex International, 4 stocks. Let me see what are those right now that you guys are asking about. We have let's just see. We have, so guys, just 3 stocks, right? Just 3 stocks. Let me know. There's 3 stocks that you guys are asking about. Try to cover it. Let's see. We have AEM as well. I think AEM is another stock that a lot of people are asking about as well. We have, let's just see, we have ST Engineering as well. ST Engineering. All right, so let me just go to repeat the stocks, guys, that a lot of people are asking about. Hopefully, these are the stocks that you guys are asking about. Number 1, UOB, SETS, Keppel Corp, Rex International, AEM, and ST Engineering. All right, 6 stocks already, 6 stocks. I think one more would be coming up quite fast. Would be, let me just see what would be the stock. We have OCBC. All right, OCBC seems to be coming up quite strongly as well, a bank. All right, OCBC. Okay, I think right now, guys, just let me pause the poll right now. Okay, let me just pause the poll and let me just stop this for a while. Okay, so I think let me go into this, cover the stocks right here. All right, so I think these are the stocks so far that I got. Later, if you have more time, we'll come back again. All right, but I think this is pretty much the stocks that you guys are asking about. Number 1, UOB. Number 2, SETS, Keppel Corp, Rex International, AEM, ST Engineering, and OCBC. So we have more time. We'll try to come back in a bit. So that is pretty much the stocks that I'll cover right now, and the poll that we have done, based on what you guys are asking about. So let's go on to the first one, which will be like UOB. All right, UOB right here. Let's take a look at it right now. And this is UOB trading at about 26.13, right? 26.13. Let me know, guys, what are your thoughts on UOB? How many of you think it's a little bit more bearish, right? Or it could be some opportunity as well coming. Type O, if you feel that there could be some opportunity coming in as well. Let me know. Just type it in the chat if you feel that, yeah, there could be some opportunity as well. Oh, all right. Okay. Awesome. Okay, awesome. Oh. Thank you. So O stands for opportunity. Some people are saying it's a bit more bearish. All right. Okay, good. Let's take a look at UOB. So I'm sure most of you are asking about this stock as well. UOB. So you can see right now, this is UOB. We are kind of like trading at about that $26.13, right? $26.13. So you can see that over the past, I would say, few months, right, past 3 to 4 months, we have found a little bit of resistance at about the $28, right? So this $28, you can see it's a little bit of resistance here. It became support, but we kind of broke down somewhere in June when the market sold off. And you can see in June, everything sold off, right? So we kind of like sold off all the way to around 26, and we managed to come back all the way up here, attempted to even break above 28, but it didn't happen. And we are coming back down, swing up, swing down, swing up, swing down, and we are back to this 26 level. So that is the range. I think 26 would be a good support level, even though right now there could be some weakness, because look at this moving average. You can see that the green line is kind of like still pointing down. This red 100 days moving average is still pointing down. So the trend in the short to mid-term, unfortunately, we're still looking a little bit weaker, but we have approached, all right, this support, all right, that we have kind of like rebounded in June, right? And that would be the 26 level. This 26 level right here, you can see it was where we rebounded as well, 26 level. But if you want to just give it a little bit more leeway, 26 is one of this support level, but the next leeway or the next support level could be this 25. Because 25, you can see since last year, we have actually been holding really well. Look at this right here, it's been near the 25, 50. That's where we saw a couple of rebounds. In fact, this was even like COVID. Before COVID, we saw a couple of support here, and when we broke 25, the sell down actually happened, right? So just looking at that, we could be back in this zone, right? This buying zone, around that 25 to 26 level. So let me just draw it for you. I've actually drawn it just now in the morning. All right, that's where what we call a zone whereby buying pressure can come back around that 25 to 26 level. I think anything right in this zone, you can see a couple of rebounds as we approach this zone. So if you're looking to get in on dips, I mean, for the longer term, I mean, maybe you have got out, you have like took some profit previously, and now it's back down to this zone and you're looking for a good rebound again. I think right now, as we approach the 25, 25.50, these are all good zones to take note of. But the key here is that, of course, the market can be a bit weaker, right? So as we break the 26, we might see a bit of selling coming back, some selling momentum coming back. It might push down a little bit, and we want to probably see some stability coming back first. I mean, we want to see like a few days of it, just attempting to hold above that 25, 25.50 as we approach here. And that could be a good bargain, just like what we have seen over here. In fact, look at this, right? This was somewhere in May. We got this little candle right here. So this is a good candle. You can see. Let me just draw it for you right here. So this is what we call something like a spinning top, whereby we got it right around the $25. It just shows whereby, this $25 could be where, some bargain hunting is coming back again, whereby, it kind of went down and then buyers came all the way back up and supported that level and then started to see a rebound from it. So this 25 level, we got this little good candle. It's a reversal candle. And if we do see it again, all right, this reversal candle, something like what we call a hammer. You can do a little bit of Google about it. You can find like a reversal candlestick hammer bullish pattern, bullish candle right around here. That could be a good reversal coming back in all the way to maybe that 26 or upside towards that 28, right? So that could be kind of like the upside rebound, all right? I wouldn't think that it would just go all the way up to like 30 or like 33. I mean, right now, that 28 would be a key level to take note. In fact, when you kind of approach at 28, I think it's good to, get out, lock in some profit, because there's a key level. A lot of selling has came back there. We touched it many times, and so far, we have not been able to clear there. So I think it's good to lock in some profit if we were actually stage a rebound towards that 28 level, right? So that would be for UOB, all right? Anything 25 to 26, I would say that would be a very attractive level, but let it just stabilize a little bit first, go to that zone, stabilize like what we saw over here last year. As it approaches, we see some good, bargain hunting, a few good bullish candles that can all point to more upside. So that is UOB. I hope I've given you guys a little bit of an understanding of where we are right now. We are 26.13. So it's just right above, all right, right above that 26 level. So in fact, I think this particular Facebook live session is just right at the right time. I mean, it's only like one day there. We are just right here. So remains to be seen. I mean, tomorrow or next week, if we can still stay above 26, if yes, good. All right, that's where we could see the same support happening in June. Or if not, if we break 26, then yeah, we are back to the support last year, which will be at 25 to 25.50. All right, okay, good. Oh, Joshua, you're saying NEO is, okay, good. So I think you're looking at NEO listed on the SGX. Awesome. Okay, good. So we'll try to cover NEO as well. Since a lot of you are asking about NEO, let me just write it down. NEO, not the US one, but the Singapore one that's listed on the SGX as well. Okay, good. So we covered that, right? So we have covered first stock, which will be UOB. All right. So thanks, Joshua, for the note. China stock listed on the SGX. I'm thinking most of you are looking at the US one, right? Okay. So let's move on to stock number 2, which would be SETS, right? Stock number 2 is SET. Let me know, guys. Just type 2 in the chat. If you want to move on to the second stock, type 2 in the chat. All right. All right, so we have pretty much just covered the first stock, all right, the first stock, that is UOB, all right, and for those of you who are new, you just join us, welcome, all right, to this Facebook live show. My name is Joey Choy. You have not seen or heard me before. My name is Joey Choy, top-tier reminder trader in Philip Securities, and that's where right now we are covering some of those stocks that you guys are asking about. We have covered the UOB, so let's move on to the next one, which would be SETS, right, SETS. Services, right? So let me know, guys, why, I mean, for those of you who have followed the news, why did SETS kind of like, sort of quite badly, like more than 20% today? Anyone can just let me know in the chat what happened. I mean, what happened to SETS today that we kind of like sold off, and there's so many of you asking about it. Is there anything that happened, right? Why is SETS kind of like selling down? Okay, I think some of you probably followed the news on SETS, all right? Let me just see. So what is the reason why we kind of like sold off? We have, I think, Munchu, you're saying it's a bit of a purchase, right? So there's some deal going on, a purchase. Okay, good. Danielle, you're saying it's a little bit of a rights issue. They need money. JC Chua, hi, awesome, thank you. Try to swallow a big elephant. Okay, good. I think some of you may have followed the news, buy over that company, acquisition, potential rights issue. Thank you, Justman. Okay, good. So let me share. I think all of you were followed the news. I think it came out as well. All right. In fact, let me just go ahead to pull out the news for those of you just to give it a bit of a understanding of what has happened. All right, let me show you right now. Okay, so this is the, okay, let me just pull out the, this right here. All right, so this is like the Straits Times. I just put it out. Okay, let me just go ahead right here. So this is the Straits Times. I've just put it out right here. Shares, set shares tumble 21% after the 1.64 billion deal to buy world biggest air cargo handler, right? So I think this is a huge firm, all right, and it's a Paris-based firm called Worldwide Flight Services. So I think this announced right this morning, all right, whereby they want to like take a stake or buy this Worldwide Flight Services, and it's about like $1.64 billion, right? And that's fine. I mean, normally when you buy a company, all right, and normally if it's a good company, it leads to growth, that's a good thing. But what happens was for SATS, right? This whole sell down is because they need to raise capital and they're looking at like an equity fundraising. The sell down comes out of the company reviewed that the deal will be partially financed with a $1.7 billion equity fundraising, right, with the balance coming from internal cash resources. That means they need more funds. They don't just have the cash in their bank account and just pay in full and you own the company, right? They need to borrow funds, all right, and borrow funds from the equity markets, right? And when you borrow from the equity markets in terms of how they do it, it could be a couple of things. The company will make a rights issue, all right, and they raise some funds by doing a rights issue. Basically, they allow existing shareholders to buy shares at a little bit of a discount. But when that happens, when it talks about raising funds, talk about rights issue, like what we saw in SIA just a couple of years back, that's where the market gets a bit spooked, all right, and that's where we are seeing weakness. So anything to do with like rights issue or raising funds is generally not a good thing. It's generally not a good thing in the market, and people in the short term, people will just use this opportunity to sell down first. Even though in the longer term, it might be a good thing. Of course, when they purchase this big company, all right, in terms of the growth prospect and all that, that's a bit of a longer term. But right now in the short term, unfortunately, we are seeing some weakness, right? We're seeing some weakness because of this news of this purchase of Worldwide Flight Services. So I think a lot of people ask me like, what is the time? Is it time to get in? It's like a huge discount. What is the support level and all that? So let me just go ahead to look at this SATS right now, right? SATS right now and see where we are. So today we kind of closed at about 3.07, all right? And in fact, all this while, to be honest, we have been holding above this like 360 to 380. That was a really good support level since like last year. In fact, for like about a year, we have been supported above the 360 to 380, a couple of rebounds from here. Look at this right here. So a couple of rebounds, 1, 2, 3. All right, we neared it. All right, and it could actually be a good opportunity to get in near that 360 to 380. But of course, with this news coming in, we kind of like this gap down, and we broke down the two support levels, the 380 and the 360. We just sold off. It opened somewhere around here today, about 340, and managed to see more selling coming back, right? So the high was about 341, and we started to see selling all the way to like what, $3, and we managed to close about 307. So I would say that for SATS in the short term, because of this news, people are still digesting whether is this deal a good deal in terms of the price they are paying, in terms of them raising funds, the whole rights issue is still being finalized. I think all these are all being looked at right now, and in the market, it's more like when the news about raising funds and all that, it's a bit more bearish in terms of sentiment, and people just sell first, right? And that's the reason why we sold off today. So where are the levels whereby we could see the next support level happening? I would say that this is pretty much back to where we were, all right, in 2020. Of course, this was where we sold off. Look at this right here, that 460 level was a really good support before we sold off in 2020. When we broke the 460, you can see 460 support broken, and it became some of like what we call the resistance. So 460 was the support, turn resistance. We touched a couple of times, came back down, and it was the range right here. All right, let me just show it to you. That is the range, right, where we have been trading for like a year until today. All right, and so we kind of like broke below this sideways consolidation range. So it's not good. It's not really good. All right, it's not that good in the short term, because when we break certain support that's been holding for a year, it just means something. It just means that the buyers are just not able to hold. All right, of course, that's the reason why that would be the reason why we broke down. So the next support level would be this level, right? And that would be the $2.60, back to where we were in 2020, just when COVID hit. You can see found a couple of bottoms right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times we neared the 260 to 280, and we saw a couple of rebounds. So I think right now in the short term, we might still see some volatility, all right, coming in next few days, maybe next week as well. We might see some, volatility coming, people will sell down. But as it hits to certain levels, all right, and that's where we could start to see some bargain coming back again. Of course, I'm not too sure exactly where it go. It might go to $2.80 or $3 or $2.60, but that is pretty much the range right now. Anything below this like $3.20 level, we might just consolidate here. All right, in this range, right, 260 to maybe about 320, and hopefully this support that we have held above, even when COVID hit, for like March all the way to October, all right, 2020. That is like about 6-7 months we've been holding above that level in COVID. Hopefully this level holds right now as well. If it does, that could be a really good bargain right now from like 260 to about 280. That is where some bargain hunting can actually come back. So for those of you who look at the deal, all right, and feel that this is a pretty good deal, just in the short term, you might see some weakness, but in the longer term, it's actually a good bargain hunt to get in, just like what we did in COVID. During the COVID time, when you kind of like get in here around like 260, 280, you kind of like went to like 460. It's like about $1 or $2 cheaper. So if you're looking at that in terms of the longer term, then these are the levels that you want to focus on as well. All right. But as I say, in the near term, in the short term, unfortunately, we can still see some volatility because all this, in terms of the deal, the rights issue, the numbers, the ex-right date, and all that are still not really. It's still not out yet. All right. So it's just being announced today only. Right. So all these details are still being finalized as well. All right, so that would be SAT services. So I hope I've given you a little bit of an understanding of where we are, all right, compared to the past 2-3 years, all right, and where we have fallen previously, where we could actually see a good support coming back. All right, so that would be SAT services, right? SAT services. So let me move on to the next one, which would be like Keppel Corp. I think Keppel Corp, which would be the next stock that you guys are asking about right here. So this is Keppel Corp trading about 6.93. So Keppel Corp is one of those really good stock that we like as well, all right, in the oil and gas company. Let me just go to look at it right now. Trading about 6.93, right? 6.93. So you can see that we have found some really good support here around at 640, consolidated, swing up and down. And right here, we went to a peak of around 750. Look at this right here, about 750, about 1 week above, couldn't make it, went back down, broke the 710, and we are back to the support around the 680. I think 680 is where we are seeing a bit of support, right? And pretty much where we are hovering above for like more than a month already, all right? And also where the 100 days moving average line is as well, all right? So I think, so it's only a 1 day, but I think just want to be a bit more careful because right now, when we broke this level, so let me just show you right here, you can see that this green line is the 20 days moving average. So when we see prices above the green line, the 20 days moving average, look at it. So as you can see that right here, it was a really strong move up from like 650. We saw this green line sloping upwards, price above it, and the green line went up, and went from like 650 all the way to 750. All right, but somewhere around here, you can see that price went below the green line, the 20 days moving average right here, and this green line is still sloping down. Agree? I mean, does it make sense? All right, so this green line is still kind of like sloping down. So it just looks a little bit shaky, even though today, over the past 2 days, a little bit of support coming at 680. Today, buyers came back up, but it still remains to be seen, right? Because there could be still some short-term weakness, especially if the market sells as well. We might even break the 680. And if that happens, then I think we might push towards the next, I would say, firmer support level. And what would be that level? This would be the level, the $6.40. Why? Because look at this here, we kind of rebounded. We neared it somewhere in May, we rebounded. Even in June, July, we neared it and rebounded, and we saw the rally happening up. So, and also look at this right here. It coincides with this blue line, right? This blue line is what we call the 200 days moving average. It's a longer term moving average. So as long as you stay above this level, price above, in the longer term, it still looks okay. Right? Just that, of course, in the short term, we might actually be heading there. So that is for Keppel Corp. This 680 support is a temporary support. It seems like we are trying to hang above it, but it's only like 1-2 days. Today we kind of like touch it. I think the low was what? Low was about 681, right? So just 1 day, 681, rebounded and closed at 693. So it's in 1-2 days, but just be careful. I think if we break the 680, you want to have a plan because that's where more weakness can come back all the way to a firm support at 640, right? 640, that's where I think you're looking to get in on dips. If we see any good bullish candle near 640, it could be a much better upside reward in terms of entry to catch the upside. All right. So, in fact, for Keppel Corp, for those of you who do have access to my 1GT series on my mentees, let me just show you for Keppel Corp right here. All right. So this is Keppel Corp. Let me just show you. So basically, we have a system called 1GT. It stands for one good trend. So it kind of alerts us to companies like this. You can see right here. I'll not go too far, but I think somewhere around like January 2022. All right, we got this really good bullish candle right here around 14th of Jan. It's a green arrow pointing up. It's a bullish entry signal, went all the way up, got an exit. So a couple of good bullish signal coming out, and as we really rode the uptrend, it went up from like about 475 to 575, exit. Another new bullish signal went up, and we got some bearish. This is a red arrow somewhere in June when the market sold off, right? So we got this bearish signal. It started to sell down a little bit, but then somewhere around July when the market started to rebound, and of course the oil and gas stocks looks good as well. We got a new bullish candle right here, a bullish signal right here for Keppel Corp as it started to rally. Got an exit, another bullish signal went up. And just look at where we are right now. As I say, right, it looks a little bit shaky because we have broken some support level, and that would be the $7.10, the $7. All right, and we actually got this red arrow, coming out, which is like a bearish signal. It just looks a little bit more shaky. I mean, look at this. All this while, as I say, we got this like green arrow pointing up, green arrow pointing up is a bullish signal. But when we get a red arrow down, that shows that it's a bit more bearish, like what we saw over here in June. Right? Look at this. When we got a red arrow, it just went down a little bit. It just shows a little bit of weakness in the market, and we can potentially sell down. So we got this red arrow right here, which is still there. I mean, it's still there, and there's no exits yet. So as I say, if it's like still stay below that $7 or $7.10, we might just push down a little bit to 680. If the 680 will give way, then unfortunately below 680 we might hit to 640, and this red arrow, this bearish signal can still continue to play out in terms of the downside. Does it make sense? All right, so that is for Keppel Corp, just to show you what it says on my 1GT system for those of you who have it. If you want to find a little bit more, you can attend one of those free webcasts that we're doing. I'll probably place the link. Let me just place the link somewhere for you guys again. For those of you who find a bit more, so today we'll not be talking about like the whole strategy and all that. I'll pretty much just place the link for those of you who are keen to find a bit more. You can attend one of those web classes if it's still running. I placed the link in the chat. You can check it out as well, but we'll not talk too much about the whole strategy. It's just pretty much about just going through the stocks that you guys are kind of looking at. All right, so that is Keppel Corp. That is Keppel Corp, right? The third stock that I share with you. So let's pretty much move on to the next stock, right? The next stock, which will be stock number 4, which will be Rex International, right? So Rex International, let me know how many want me to cover Rex International. Let's go ahead to look at Rex International right now. Oh, how many of you are actually asking? Just type yes, guys. Type yes if you're the one who is asking about Rex International. I think we have like more than 20 of you asking about Rex International. Let me know. Type yes if you're one of those who are asking about Rex International. Yes. Okay. So we have some of you typing yes. Let me see. Right. So I hope that you guys are. I mean, these stocks, guys, are not what I want. Right. These are pretty much what you guys are asking about. So I'll just cover very quickly. All right. Yes. Yes. Hi. Yes. Hi, Dong Dong. Good to see you here. VJ, hi Iris, yes, okay, good. So I think this is pretty much a stock. So let me just go into cover Rex International, all right? And we are trading at this level called 0.225, right? 0.225. And let's take a look at it right now. Okay, so 225, you can see that is this support at about 0.22. You can see this is the 0.22 level we have been holding above since like June, July for about 2 months, where we touched, we went up, swing down again, swing up, and then we swing down again. So we are back to this level, the 0.22. So I would say that it looks a little bit shaky for Rex. It's one of those not the strongest energy plays. Or I mean, there another one which is like golden energy. All right, later I'll share with you. But this stock right now, it just looks a bit shaky. Look at the moving averages. You can see that the red and blue line, they're both pointing down. So mid to long-term trend is still looking a little bit weak. This green line, as I say, it's still pointing down right now. So prices below this green line, in the short term, it just looks a little bit weaker below the 0.26 level. So right now, 0.22 would be the range all the way to 0.26. So I think that is pretty much the range right now. You know, anything below 0.26. Unfortunately, as we approach there, selling can come back again, and we might actually hit lower. All right. And the thing here is this, right? This is the key level that you want to take note of. I think in order for more upside to happen, we want to definitely get above this key level, right? This key level would be the 0.26, right? So 0.26, in fact, we actually attempted to go above, but it just didn't play out. So let me just show you what I mean. This 0.26 was actually a very key support. Look at this, right? Since December, we came up, swing back down, touch the support level, and that's where the rally started, all the way up to about 48. And we actually came down here somewhere in May as well. All right, so this 0.26, a couple of touches until we broke here somewhere in July. All right, and that's where we are pretty much below it, right? And this 0.26, you can see, just a few weeks back, we actually attempted to break above that 26, and we stayed above for like about 1 week, but it just couldn't, it just couldn't push higher, right? Sellers just came back and it went back down below again. So that is the range right now. That is the range right now, 22 to 26. Unfortunately, below 0.26, we can still see some weakness. The trend pretty much is still down for now, below 0.26, unless we can do what we did. We go above that 0.26, stay above, and attempt to maybe push above 2.8 or 2.9. I think that's where there could be some signs of a reversal. All right, if not anything below 2.6, unfortunately, the trend might be still down. All right, it might be a bit weaker. And of course, if that 0.22, all right, this 0.22 support that I talk about here rebounded. If 0.22 will break down, guys, just be a bit more careful, because we may see the downtrend actually continue further all the way to like maybe 18 to 20 cents. That could become like the downside, right? So I mean, we have a system as well. So for this system, I mean, let me just show it to you. For Rex, it was one of those good plays. I mean, just beginning of the year, maybe in last year as well, a couple of good bullish signals. We went up, and somewhere around here in June, look at this, bullish signal went up, and then we got a bearish signal coming back, and it just sold off from like 35 to 23, and then we got like a few bearish signal coming out right now. The most recent bearish signal, about 8th of September, is still here, and that's the reason why prices have gone down. And so far, you can see that this bearish signal, this red arrow pointing down, is still playing out. All right, and as I say, just be careful, because the bar right now is red in color. That's a trend bar, so a bit of a downtrend. Plus, we got a bearish signal. All right, so if we break that 22 cent support level, then it just looks a little bit weaker. All right, and this whole selling can continue. This whole red arrow bearish signal can continue to play out, and we might see more weakness. All right, so that is for Rex and what it says on my system, just to share with you guys. All right, so that will be Rex International, and let's move on to the stock number 5. Right, stock number 5, which would be AEM. So guys, for those of you who have just joined us, we have pretty much covered like 4 stocks already. All right, UOB, Stats, Keppel Corp, and Rex International. All right, so later we try to cover maybe a few more stocks, but let's move on to stock number 5, which would be AEM. All right, AEM, stock number 5. Just type 5. Just type 5 in the chat if you want to move on to the stock number 5, which would be AEM. Let me know. Type 5 in the chat so that I know that you guys are still here. All right, sometimes I have really no idea if I'm just talking to myself. So just let me know, type 5 in the chat, so that I hope that you guys are still hearing me loud and clear. Awesome. So I see a lot of 5. Thank you guys. Glad that you guys are still here. All right. So I see a lot of 5 here. 5 Tom, Mayu, hi, Bashir, Jolene, 5. Mimin, Wilma. Okay. Later we try to cover as well. We see more time. Hi Norman, good to see you. Alex, hi. Awesome. Good to see you here. Okay, good. So let's move on to stock number 5, which would be AEM. And guys, for those of you who have just joined us, I would really appreciate if you can just help me to like and share, right? There should be a little like and share button at the bottom right. You can go ahead to click on it, bottom right. Let me just see, right? So bottom right, just like and share. There should be a share button somewhere, right? So like and share, click on like and share, all right? Help me to reach out to more people so that we can try to cover more stocks as well in a bit, all right? Okay, good. So I see a lot of you hitting the like and the share button. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this, what I see here. Awesome. Okay, let's move on to stock number 5, which will be AEM, right? AEM right here. So I think this is one of those popular tech stocks as well, all right? And We have covered these stocks many times. It's one of those popular tech stocks. I would say a blue chip tech stocks. But unfortunately, we have seen weakness as well. We have seen weakness in the tech sector. All right. And we are right now at about 3.96 for AEM, right? 3.96. So let's take a look at this price level. Whether is it a good time to look at it and what has happened over the past, I would say 1 year. All right. So let me take a look at it, right? So I've drawn a couple of lines. So these red lines, guys, are what we call resistance level. Resistance levels are pretty much where prices, if you were to hit to that level, that's where selling can come back again. And this is what we are seeing. So a couple of resistance here, you can see around the $5, the 540, a couple of touches here, touch came down. All right. So that's a resistance level. And of course, we have this support here, about $5. We broke down somewhere beginning of the year when the tech sector sold off, went all the way down, came back up, but you can see we touched this same level again, the $5 support turn resistance, and we sold off, right? And then we got this another line right here, which is about $4.70, a couple of support here. So same thing, right? So normally when we draw these horizontal lines, we try to get draw it in terms of support becoming resistance or resistance becoming support. That's how we kind of draw it, all right, to get a better idea of where we are in terms of the big picture. Okay, so next line would be this $4.30. So 4.30 would be this resistance level. You can see a couple of touches here since last year. We touched, we went down, and finally right here we broke up, went all the way up, and it was actually this support level as well, right? We broke up, we went up, went down as support, and you can see we went up as a resistance as well. So right now you can see we broke the 430 and we are coming back down towards the next support level, right? So 430 would be that support level over the past few weeks that we actually attempted to hold above, but it didn't really happen. Look at this right here. We broke the 430 and we are back to this next critical support. So what level would that be? I think right now we have talked about this level as well. That would be the $3.90. So since last year, I would say since last year, June, right? Last year, June, for like more than a year already, we have actually went above that 390. Look at this right here. We went above, we touched it, rebounded in June, July as well, rebounded from here, and we are right now back at that $3.90 support level. Does it make sense, guys? Are you guys following? All right, so that 390 would be quite key. It would be quite key. It's pretty much the 1.5 years, I would say maybe about 1.5 years support level that we have saw about 4 to 5 rebounds, and we are kind of like approaching this level. This level is key, and I think right now, of course, it's only like 1 day. So I say right now, this Facebook live session which we are doing right now, it seems like a really good time because it is just nice happening. All right, it's only 1 day. We close at 396. So what happens tomorrow or next week? Nobody knows. But we are right here in this support level, and it's the fact that we have rebounded many times over the past 1.5 years from here. So if we can kind of like touch the 391, 392, 395, and a lot of buyers are coming back, we probably see some good bullish candles. Look at this right here. This is like a little bullish candle somewhere we saw in March. All right, something whereby we got a low, we got a little low, and it went to a low of about 391. Buyers came back all the way, and then we closed somewhere at the middle, all right, or higher than the middle of the previous day. So that's kind of like a good bullish candle, and that's where you started to see a rally. So same thing here. We got this bearish candle. So that bullish reversal candle has not come out yet. Does it make sense? So if you ask me like tomorrow, will it rebound from 390? Will it go to like 410? Will it break down at 390? The answer is I don't know. All right, if I know that would be good, but I don't know. So but what we want to see is that if we can see some good bullish reversal candle, all right, around here like a hammer or a spinning top, right around here, that could be a good sign that this support level that has held for more than 1.5 years could be the support again. And this is where potentially we might start to see a rebound coming in again. So it's only like 1 day. As I say, it's hard to tell, right? We can consolidate here a bit and start the rally like what we saw here. A couple of days we traded below, a couple of days, same thing here, about 3-4 days we traded here, found support, and then we started to rebound. So that's what could happen as well. All right, we might just trade in a lower range, 390 to 395 to $4. A couple of days, find a bit of stability, some good bullish candle presents itself, and then that is where it could be a good opportunity to get in again to catch the rebound. But just have a plan. I mean, if you're looking at getting a support, if the 390 to break down, then you want to have a plan to maybe just to reduce some exposure or get out, because we may see more selling below the 390. Because as I say, all this while we have rebounded from it, it's a very good support. But if that good support were to break down, it shows that it is not that good. Does it make sense? All right, and that's where we can see selling. So you want to plan to also get out, right? But in terms of the upside reward, there is definitely some signs. In terms of the upside reward, there is definitely more reward in terms of the upside all the way to like 420, 430. Downside could be, just to stop loss in case the 390 were to break down. You don't protect the downside as well. All right, so that would be for AEM, right? AEM, one of the stocks that you can put in your watch list. Of course, as I say, next few days would be really critical because we are really right at this 390 support level. Okay, so that's for AEM. Let's move on to stock number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stock number 6, right? Which would be ST Engineering, right? ST Engineering. That would be a stock as well. So let's take a look at ST Engineering. All right. Same thing, we are seeing weakness in ST Engineering, trading about $3.51, right? So let's take a look at where we are right now. So I covered this stock as well. It was in my watch list, all right, whereby we were actually supported quite well above this level, and that will be the $3.65 level. So you can see this 365, right? I've drawn this line. In fact, as it approaches here, and of course, as I say, when we approach the support level, especially when there are some signs of the trend turning down, then you just want to be a bit more careful, because with the trend turning down and with the trend turning down and then it approaches a support level which has been holding, but because of the trend turning down, there is also a possibility that the support might break down. Does it make sense? I mean, compared to if the trend is up. All right, so if the trend is up and most likely if the trend is up, all right, this is a very, very strong uptrending counter and it hits towards the support, there's a high chance for the support to hold because it's pretty much an uptrend. But if it has turned into a downtrend, then you just want to be a bit more careful. So look at ST Engineering right here. All right, it was actually holding quite well above this support about 390. All right, and then you can see this moving averages all started to turn down. We broke this 390. You see right here supported, but then we broke down and it's so down. Of course, the moving averages all started to turn down. All right, started to turn down, and we headed back to this 365 support level. Look at this 1, 2, 3. All right, 4. Since like November 2020, almost like 2 years, we've been holding above this 365. But as I say, unfortunately, you can see right here, we just broke down. All right, this a few days back on the, let's see, right, on the 26th of September, right, just on Monday, we kind of broke down this $3.65, all right, and the trend was a little bit down. So that's where selling can come back, and it's actually what we are seeing right now. And first, look at these guys. This, as I say, you want to focus in terms of the short term. So long term, you can move up. I mean, it can be up or down. In the long term, it could be a sideways movement. But if you're looking for short term movement, you want to just focus on this green line. This green line is the 20 days moving average. A 20 days moving average can pull out in any chart. If it's pointing down with prices below it, it's not so good. Right? It just means that in the short term, there could be some weakness. Right? There could be some weakness, and potentially we can break a support, a temporary support. It could be a strong support. But if this green line is pointing down, which is obviously still pointing down, right? I mean, it's still pointing out prices below it, there could be some short-term weakness. So you just want to be a bit more careful. Unless we like flatten out and this green line start to point up, okay, then we're fine. All right, but right now you can see it's still pointing down. And of course, we broke this 365 support level. All right, and looking at this level, you can see this 365, when we broke down, all right, the next day just pop up and sold off, and now we're like 351. So let me just go to see what would be the next support level. I think right now 350, all right, yeah, 350 could be a support level as well. I mean, just by looking in the past, this is what I've just drawn. You can see that a little bit of resistance here. We're back to 2020, a couple of support here. Yeah, so 350 would be the support level. But as I say, right, 350 is only tested for 1 day. All right, it's only 1 day. I think today the low was at what? Let me just see. The low is 350. All right, yeah. So the low today is 350. So there are definitely some buyers that are about 350 to protect it, but it's only 1 day. And as I say, because it's a bit of a downtrend, all right, it's a bit of a downtrend. This 350 is not really tested that many days. It's only 1 day. All right, it's only 1 day. And if we do break the 350, we may still see selling. We may still see selling coming in. All right, it may go to, I don't know, the next support would be maybe around the 320. That could be the support level. Why? Look at this right here. We actually supported somewhere in July 2020, about 2 years back. That was where we got supported. So that could be the next downside below 350. Guys, I'm not saying that it will break 350, right? Nobody knows whether it will break 350, right? I mean, if I know, that would be good, but nobody knows if we will break 350. But as the point here is that if we do break 350, we go below the 350 at 348, 347, 346, anyway, when we stay below 350, then that's a good chance whereby selling can come back, and we may see more selling in terms of the downtrend continuing the short term all the way to maybe about that 320 level, back to where we were in 2020. Does it make sense? All right, so that is for ST Engineering. So normally if you want to like catch the dip, you want to like catch the bottom and try to catch the dips on the bargain, try to catch the bottom. You just want to be more careful, because we only want to do that only when there are signs of a reversal. All right, and as I say, one of that could be like the green line, this green line starting to stabilize. So for example, let me just show you what I mean. Maybe if this green line, so this green line is a 20 days moving average. So let me just give you an example, right? So this green line is still pointing down. So let's just say it points down and then it starts to flatten out. Right? So it didn't really go down some more, right? It just starts to like flatten out somewhere around here, and hopefully the 350 hold, and then it flatten out and then it consolidate here, and this green line starts to point up. Then that could be a sign of strength coming back in the short term, because right now, if that happens, and assuming that 350 would hold, right? Assuming that 350 is a support level, so it might just rebound up and down, and price might go back up. So this would be the green line. So let me just put it in green in color, and this would be the prices. So if prices were to go back up above the green line pointing up, and we were to break above some of those resistance level, maybe like 365 again, that could be a sign of reversal. All right, so that's how we can tell if it's kind of like found a little bit of a bottom. But right now, obviously, this green line is still pointing down, so just be a bit more careful in case the 350 were to break down. So maybe I can just show you what it says. I mean, since we are on this stock, so we have a system called 1GT, right? One good trend. As I say, I'll not talk too much about this system, but we had a couple of bullish candles coming in, bullish signals coming in since like February. Really good bullish signal. It went up. Look at this right here. It went up, and the trend was quite strong all the way. February, March, April, it started to push out. All right, but then we got some, exits coming back. Look at this, a couple of exits. It went down. It went down. And just take note right here. So this was the most recent, I think 15th of August, right? 15th of August. Right here, it was looking quite good, consolidating. But 15th of August, we got this rate arrow down. It's a bearish signal. It's not so good, right? Especially, if you have consolidated a while and then we see a bearish signal and quite a bearish candle. That's where you want to be careful. You can see this green bar eventually started to turn from green. So green bar, I think some of you might be asking, hey, it's a green bar. Why is there like a red arrow when it's a green bar? Well, it can happen because the green bar is a bit more mid to long term as well. But in the short term, as we break certain support, that is where some weakness can come back. So we got this bearish candle coming in, and you can see it just sold down. We got an exit, and then we got this new bearish signal coming in again for ST Engineering on the 13th of September, when that would be like last Tuesday, right? Last Tuesday, and it started to push down, and this is where we are right now. Does it make sense? All right, and of course, right now, are there any exits for this bearish signal? The answer is no, because there's no exit. Exit would mean this little white arrow up. That would mean an exit. It just means that some buying pressure is coming back. All right, and some strength is coming back. Right now, you can see there is no exit. So as I say, if we break the 350, the $3.50, just want to be a bit more careful. The trend is a bit down for now. All right, if we break the 350, this red arrow bearish signal can still continue to play out. All right, so that would be pretty much ST Engineering, all right, and that would be stock number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so let me just write it down. All right, so guys, for those of you who are still here, all right, and in case you miss any part, any stock that you miss, right, let me just go to read the stocks name that we have covered. So in case you miss any part, you can look at the replay. All right, and the names that we have covered will be UOB, SATS, Keppel Corp, Rex International, AEM, stock number 5, number 6. We just covered ST Engineering, and let's move on to stock number 7. All right, stock number 7, which would be OCBC, right? OCBC, that is a stock right here, one of those banks as well. Okay, good. So that is OCBC, stock number 7, right? Stock number 7. So let's go. So let me just take a look at OCBC, all right? Okay, so here's OCBC trading about 11.71. And what are your thoughts on OCBC, guys? Let me know if you guys think that over the past like 1-2 years, we have been moving up, down, or sideways. Just by looking at the past 1 to 2 years. Not really like the past 1-2 days, but over the past 1 to 2 years. have we been looking, I mean, a bit more up, more down, or more sideways? Just let me know just by looking at the chart right now. We are looking at about 11.71 in terms of the price, more up, down, or sideways just by looking at the chart over the past 1 to 2 years, right? Not 1 week or 2 weeks, all right? 1 to 2 years. Let me know, right? So see whether you guys can guess it. I'll try to cover it in a bit, right? So I think, oh, okay, good. It seems like all of you are getting it quite right. Awesome. So I think we have all of you guessing up. Thomas, you're saying it's sideways. Sharon, thank you. Sideways. Seok Hoon, sideways. Jolene, sideways. Regina, sideways. Mei Peng, hi. Alex, sideways. Okay, so a lot of sideways. I think quite clearly, all right, quite clearly. I mean, if you're looking at the longer term, so I say the past 1 to 2 years, not like past 1 week or 2 weeks, right? Past 1 to 2 weeks, then I need to like zoom in very much for you guys, but we look at the past 1 to 2 years. Yeah, I think all of you have got it right. It's a little bit more sideways, all right? And why would that be? So there are a few ways we can tell it is a sideways consolidation. So the first way would be just by looking at the moving averages, all right? And the moving averages could be what we call the red line, the 100 days. So looking at longer term, we look at the red line, 100 days moving average, or even the blue line, which is the 200 days moving average. So you can see this blue and red line, just focus on the blue and red line, guys. You can see that this blue and red line, they are pretty much moving. What are they moving? So that this is the blue line, this is the red line. Are they moving up, down, or like just flat? I mean, it's like it's sideways, right? So that has been pretty much what has happened for OCBC since like last year. Since last year, all these blue and red line have just been moving sideways. They cross up and down from one another, all right, but they're still pretty much sideways. Okay, but of course, in like 2020 in November, we saw this really good rally right here when it talks about a vaccine and all that. That's where the bank started to rally. You can see it started to push up, and of course, the trend was like pretty much up all the way until we started to see consolidation since around like 2021, right? Somewhere around like May 2021, we saw some consolidation. So there's a bit of a sideways movement. So in a sideways movement, what would be the the support level? What would support level whereby it touched many times and rebound? So let's go ahead to find that out right now. So it closed today at about 11.71. So that is the range right here. I think all of you can tell it's sideways. So let me just draw it for you. That is the range, right? That is the range we can see over the past like 1.5 years, right? The resistance that we talk about would be, I think I talk about this many times as well in some of those videos I do. The key resistance level would be the $12.50. In fact, when I mentioned that, as we approach the $12.50, it's also good. I mean, over the past few weeks, we come to approach there. It's also good to lock in some profits because we have touched it many times and came back down. So you don't want to be greedy. I mean, it's not as easy that you could just break $12.50 and go to $12.60, $12.70 and then hit all the way up, because we have seen selling many times from $12.50. So you have got out near $12.50. Look at this, right? We touched, we came down, we touched, we came down. 2 weeks back, we touched, we came down. Same thing when we approached here. I mentioned that that's where you could see selling. You take some profit. All right, we could come back down. Okay, look at this, right? Came down. All right, so this $12.50 is a really key resistance. And so far, since the beginning of the year, we have attempted many times to break the $12.50. And if it does, great. All right, if it does, great. That's where more upside can happen, right? All the way to $13.50, which should be the high we have seen in February, right? But the market is not as strong as it once was. It's not so easy that we can just, hit up to the resistance level, test it for a couple of days, and then, buyers just come back and break that level. Unless we get a very good catalyst, unless there's a change in market conditions or what, then it's easier. But right now, it's not as good as last time. We can easily break a resistance because the market is a little bit more bearish. The US market is a bit more bearish, sentiment is a bit more bearish. So as it hits to certain resistance, it's good to lock in some profits, right? So that is that $12.50 key resistance level, right? And what about the support level? So this $12 would be a little bit of a psychological support. You can see I've just drawn it right over here because it's a little bit of a psychological support right here, because we were actually holding above it over the past like 1 month, and we kind of broke down the $12. So past few days, we broke down below $12. So that's where we can see some short-term weakness, right? But I think all of you guys, just now I asked you guys, right, what would be the longer term movement or trend, which would be sideways. All of us can agree with it. Like, it's a bit more sideways, right? But long-term sideways doesn't mean short-term cannot up and down, right? So long-term is sideways. That's the 1-2 year thing. But in the short term, we can still move up and down in that sideways movement. Does it make sense? All right, so that's what I'm trying to say, right? So in the short term, we can actually still see weakness because we broke down the $12. So downside can be all the way to that 11.50 to maybe that $11, right? So just take note, right? Nobody knows exactly where, but as I say, anything from 11 to 11.50, we actually have saw a couple of rebounds. So there was a resistance, we broke up. You can see right here, supported, we neared it. So that could be that zone. If you are looking to get in on OCBC on dips, you have got out near that 12.50 last week or last week, great. That's where you can think about getting in again. I mean, if you're looking at the longer term, that's where you can kind of like position ourselves to catch the rebound. Anything near 11, 11.50, 11.20, 11.30. All right. Of course, nobody knows exactly where. All right. You can see this is where we was, I think in June, July, we went to about 11.20, right? Not even 11. I think somewhere around 11.20. So if you want to like shift this up a little bit to 11.20, but just give a little bit more allowance, you can just say 11. All right. But anything from 11 to 11.20, 11.50, that's where some good bargain hunting can actually come back in again. So let me just draw it for you right here. So that is the range. So we are still a little bit far off. Now it's like 11.71. So you can dip a little bit more. I mean, as I said, dip to this zone right over here. Anything 11, 11.20, 11.30, 11.40. That would be a better entry in terms of the upside reward. It does make more sense. Whereas if you just get in right now here, it's just in the middle of like, I mean, it's just in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you're just in the middle of like $12.50 and $11. Does it make sense? So if you get in right here in the center, can you see guys right now 11.70 right here? We are in the center between that longer term range that we talk about, the $12.50 and the $11. So if you just get in 11.70, nothing wrong, but you're in the middle of nowhere, right? So it's like you can go up, you can go down. What's the point, right? So if you can try to get near that support whereby we have seen a couple of rebounds, and it does make more sense in terms of the upside reward. All right, so that is for OCBC. Okay, so that's pretty much OCBC. So let me just go ahead to take a look at the poll again to see. So we have pretty much covered 7 stocks: UOB, SATS, Keppel Corp, Rex International, AEM, ST Engineering, and OCBC. So we have actually covered like AEM. Where some of you are asking about certain stocks like SATS. Kenny, we have covered SATS already. So in case you missed it, you can look at the replay. But let me just go to see if we can have more time to cover one or two more stocks. Let me just see right now what are the stocks, right? So we have, let's take a look like, let me just see, right? So we have this NEO. I think NEO is one of those stocks where a lot of you are asking about, all right? So NEO, let's see if we can cover the Singapore one. Okay, so that's the US one. I think some of you might be asking about Singapore. Let me see if I can find the, anyone can give me the stock code for NEO in terms of the, for Singapore, right? For the Singapore one, let me just see if we can have the, because I know it kind of like started trading recently, so we might not have the, okay, so let me just shift, wait. SGXNIO. Okay, so I think I can't seem to find the code for NEO, right? But this is the US stock. I think all of you know is something like Tesla, but of course Tesla is one of the leaders in the auto electric vehicle space in the US. And of course, NEO is listed in the US as well. Of course, there's one in Singapore that's listed as well, but I can't seem to find it. Let me just try one more time. Thank you, NEO INC. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So thank you so much. Who is that? Bashir, thank you. So thanks, Bashir. I think you're looking at NEO INC USD OV. That is pretty much the Singapore one. I think most people are actually trading the US one. It's a bit more liquid. All right. So of course, it's listed in Singapore as well. Recently, somewhere around May. And this is where we are right now for NEO. You can see that there's not much data for the Singapore one because we have only started trading somewhere in May. All right, in terms of the trend, I would say it's a little bit weaker. All right, it kind of like tracks the US one. It kind of tracks a little bit of the US one. You can see we have kind of like traded back towards this support around the $17. $17 was where we rebounded in September, just a few weeks back, went up. More volatile, came back down, and it seems like we are kind of like breaking this $17. So just be a bit more careful. I think like below $17, it looks a bit weaker. we can actually hit lower. All right, this is just what I'm saying from the chart, because we cannot really tell much because there's just not much data. In fact, if you can look at the US one, the US NIO that's listed in the US, let me just cover it right here. It shows a better picture. You can see for the US one, we got this little resistance right here around that $24, a couple of touches. So anything below 24, 1, 2, we neared it and we kind of sold off. And the trend still looks weaker. All right, the trend still looks weaker below this $24, right? It looks weaker below 24 all the way down to maybe like 16 to even that, trouble. So there could be a bit more downside, all right? Even though in the short term we have found some support here as it moves up, down, swing up, swing down, all right? That is the consolidation range right now for NIO, all right? The US one, the one that's listed in the US, about $16 to 24, all right? But it still looks a bit volatile. So I think NIO, just take note, right? As he approaches that 24, 23, just want to be a bit more careful. It's good to lock in some profit because you can just U-turn back down very quickly and then it's back to the support before you know it. All right, so that is NIO. All right, so let me just go to look at the. Okay, so let me just go ahead, guys, to cover a few more stocks. Right, a few more stocks. This is the poll again. All right, this is the poll again. So we have covered let me just see. We have covered 8 stocks: UOB, SATS, Keppel Corp, Rex International, AEM, ST Engineering, OCBC, and finally NIO. So that's the poll which we have done. All right, that's the poll which we have done just now. So just let me cover one more stock. Let me just see one more stock, the popular one. Let's just see, right? Let's just see. So make sure you stay all the way to the end, guys, because there's just one stock I'll share with you as well. I'll share with you at the end as well. If you stay all the way to the end, I'll share with you one stock. But before we go into that, let me just take a look at maybe just one more stock that is quite popular. Let me just see. Okay, it seems like we have Golden Agri Resources as well. Let's take a look at Golden Agri. All right, so quite a lot of you are asking about Golden Agri. All right, Golden Agri right here. Okay, good. So this is Golden Agri. I think so far for Golden Agri, we have seen weakness. We have seen weakness coming in. All right, same thing like the palm oil, the oil and gas, we're seeing weakness as well. All right, and we are traded lower to this upward sloping. Look at this right there. We have this line that is drawn previously, and that will be the upward sloping channel support line since 2021. We have touched a couple of times. Look at this right here. We touched a couple of times and we saw a couple of rebounds. So you can see we are kind of like approaching this channel support line, which can show that as long as we hold above it, the trend still looks quite okay. All right. But just take note right now, even though we are above this channel support line, you can see that in terms of the trend right now, in terms of the moving averages, you can see that we are seeing some weakness, right? This moving average in terms of the red and the blue line. So this red line, as I say, is 100 days moving average. It kind of like crossed above in January last year. Blue line, right? So the red line kind of like went above the blue line. Of course, both of them were pointing up. It shows that the trend was quite strong since last year, January, all the way to now. And just take a look at this red and blue line again. I mean, it's a bit hard to focus, but let me just zoom it in for you. You can see that this red line has crossed down below the blue line. Finally, after like 1 year and 9 months, we have crossed down below this blue line. So there are some signs of weakness in terms of the trend potentially turning down as well. So just want to be a bit more careful. I say that if we were to go below certain support, like maybe this 24, all right, so a couple of support here. You can see this where we rebounded somewhere in July. So if we go below 24, that's where we could really start to see some weakness happening. So just be a bit more careful for Golden Agri. It looks like it's a bit shaky because there are indeed some signs of the trend turning down, and we might actually be heading down here, or maybe going to that 24. And if it does not hold, if we break below 24, more downside can actually happen. All right, so that would be for Golden Agri, right? Golden Agri. Okay, good. Okay, so I think, guys, we have pretty much covered like 8 or 9 stocks already. All right, we've covered like 8 or 9 stocks already, and I think thank you so much for all of you still being here. So let me know if you guys want me to share with you like just one stock that you can also put in your watch list. All right, for potentially more upside or you can kind of like put it in your watch list to take a look and see if there could be a good potential entry. Let me know. Just type B, right? Type B for bonus. Type B for bonus in the chat if you want me to review that one stock before I talk about this stock, right? Let me know. Type B for bonus. All right, good. Thank you. Right, so let me just see. B. Thanks. Hi, Thomas. B, Alice B, Dong Hai B, Jessica B. Thank you. B. All right, so I'm going to share with you one stock. I think some of you actually asked about this stock. All right, we have a couple of you actually messaging and typing this stock name as well. Okay, and all those stocks that is a little bit more volatile, but so far we have been seeing strength. I think running there, you're asking about Golden Energy, right? Golden Energy. So yeah, let me just see if any of you are asking about this stock, but I think some of you have typed the stock as well, Golden Energy. So maybe let me just go to share this stock called Golden Energy, right? Golden Energy view. Let me just go to share with you. Golden Energy, right? Running via B for Golden Energy, right? So yeah, that is pretty much a stock that has been on my watch list for a couple of months already, all right? And it's one of those stronger energy stocks for now, all right? So let's just go ahead and take a look at this stock, and that's the bonus stock at the end that I like to share with you. So let's take a look at where we are right now, all right? So it's a little bit more volatile, guys. So as I say, for this stock, you just want to make sure you have a plan, all right? Make sure you have a plan. If certain support level is broken, you can move up fast, but it can also move down fast if we do break certain support level. So let me just go to share with you what has happened over the past few months for Golden Energy, right? So you can see one of those pretty strong uptrending stocks in the longer term, all right? Just by looking at the 100 days moving average, the red line is pointing up, the blue line is pointing up as well, all right? What about the green line? So you can see this green line, it was kind of like, very, very strong move, since like February when we saw the energy, the oil and gas sector pushing up. You can see this green line was like pointing up. It went up from like 40 cents to 80, consolidated, and then we broke down. Look at this right here. So we broke down this very key 70 cents. So this range of 70 to 80 cents, it's really important, right? 70 to 80 cents, like, it's a 10 cents range. Very, very important. You can see we were just moving up and down. All right. And eventually, we broke down the 70 cents and the selling came down all the way. All right. And we found that support again back about 45. And that's where the reversal started again when this. So you can see, right, guys, when we broke this 70 cents, this green line, as I say, you want to focus on the green line, the 20 days moving average line, which was up. It flattened out and then it started to point down. So when we broke this 70 cents, you can see this green line really started to point out. So it's a sign of weakness. You want to get out. All right. It started to trade all the way from like 70 to 45 in like about 2 or 3 weeks. All right. And this green line started to flatten out. And now it is kind of like pointing up right now. It's kind of like pointing up right now. Prices have just kind of like gone below it. All right. So right now, there could be some signs of a consolidation, right? So this green line, I say, is let me just take a look at this green line. So this green line, you can see that it's not pointing down. I mean, it's still like pointing a bit up, but it might kind of like flatten out, like what we saw over here. You can see it was pointing up, and then it started to flatten out. So as it flattened out right here, it could just mean a consolidation in the short term, right? It could just mean a little consolidation. And if it does consolidate, we could be back in this range again, right? That's 70 to 80 cents range, right? That would be what we have seen over here. We are back to this 70 to 80 cents range. So I think right now, this 70 cents over the past 1 week, we are seeing some bargain hunting coming back. Look at this right here. I think, in fact, look at this candle on the 20th of September. Let me just draw it for you right here, right? That is the 20th of September. We got what we call something like a hammer, whereby, it kind of like appears somewhere around the 70 to 75 mark, that support level, whereby, as I say, 70 cents for the support, right? So we kind of like got this little bullish candle. It just shows that it went down in the morning. Sellers kind of like pushed it all the way down to maybe around that 71, and then buyers came back up and it kind of closed somewhere at a high at about that 74 half, right over here. So that's a good bullish candle, and it kind of appeared near that 70 to 75 cents level. So that's a sign whereby this 70 cents could actually be a good support level for now, in terms of us being back to this same range right here. So 70 to 80 cents right here, okay? And this is pretty much what's happening right now, 70 cents. So I think today we kind of like sold off, which is normal. As I say, 80 cents, 85, that's where we are seeing selling. It kind of like went up a little bit, but it's still coming back down. So we are still seeing selling from 80 to 85. You can get out near there. But as long as we hold above 70, I think that could become like a good entry for any rebound, especially if we do see like a new reversal candle coming out again. So yeah, just want to wait for a little bit more stability because market is still a bit weaker, so we might just move up and down, consolidate. And if we do see a bullish candle, it could be a good opportunity. But as I say, you want to be careful and you want to have a plan because this is a more volatile stock, right? It's a more volatile stocks. And if we do break certain support level, the selling can come back fast, right? So you don't want to just hold all the way down. If the 70 cents were to break down, as I say, right, when we broke this 70 cents right here, we went all the way down to like 45. So if we do break that 70 cents again, that could potentially happen. So make sure you have a plan, right? Don't just buy and then just hold on to it blindly as it breaks the 70 cent support and just hold on to it and not doing what to do and all that. Make sure you have a plan to get out, stop loss, to reduce some exposure, all right? Because if it does go below that 70 cents, unfortunately, that's where we could see something like what we have seen somewhere in June as well. But if we do stay above it, like what we see over there, if we consolidate above, buyers start to bargain hunt and consolidate in this range from 70 to 80, that's where we could also see more upside to maybe 80 and then maybe towards the 90 cents. That is pretty much that range. All right. So this would be that stock. I like share with you Golden Energy, one of those stocks. You might watch this, but I'm still monitoring it to look at it and see if we do actually hold above that 70 cents in the next few days. And if the market is still weaker and it still holds above, that shows there's some strength coming back. And of course, best, as I say, if we can see some reversal candle like what we saw previously in just about 2 weeks back. Okay, so that would be that bonus stock like share. So we've gone off like more than 1.5 hours. So I believe, guys, I pretty much come to the end of this session. All right, so many of these stocks, guys, if you want to have a little bit more, get some of these ideas by WhatsApp or by WhatsApp. That's where, as a client of mine in Phillip Securities, we do share some of these ideas as well. So how many of you are actually let me know, guys. So just type yes in the chat if you're actually a client of mine in Phillip Securities. You're actually getting some of our ideas by WhatsApp. Let me know, just type yes in the chat so that I know that some of you are actually clients of mine. Just type yes in the chat if you're actually a client of mine in Phillip. I've spoken to you before. You have a trading account under me in Phillip. Let me know. So I want to see if like we have a lot of clients over here. Let me know. Okay, good. So I see a lot of yeses. Yes, yes. Hi, Cochran. Yeah, I think I've spoken to you before. Hi, Thomas. Yes. Alice. Yes. Hi, Jolene. Alex. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Hi, Mayu. Amy. Okay, awesome. Good to see you guys here. Awesome. Just one, definitely. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So I think some of you, most of you are my clients over here. But for those of you who are not yet my client and you want to get some of those ideas or videos much faster, you can come on board as a client of mine in Phillip Securities. That's where we do share some of those ideas, and definitely it's a bit faster to share an idea than to record, edit, produce a video, to plan it, and it takes a bit longer. All right, that's what we do on YouTube as well. But as a client, you do get some ideas much faster. So let me just go to share the link. All right, that's the link. If you're not yet a client, all right, and guys, in case you think that there's some additional fee or something like that, there's no additional fee. It's the same pretty much as what you are paying if you are trading anywhere. All right, so if you're not yet a client and you want to get some of those ideas much faster, go ahead to just click on the link in the chat. I just placed the link in the chat, and that's where you come on board. And me and my team will be able to assist you more. All right, and you can be in our WhatsApp broadcast as well. All right. Awesome. Okay, so that's it, right? So just click on the link, all right, and enter your name and email and some details so that we know who you are, and that's where my team will reach out to you. That's the link that I just pretty much placed in the chat. It's entirely free to open a trading account, all right? There's no additional cost whatsoever. It's the same as whatever you're paying when you're trading, all right? But if you're trading online on your own in some online brokerages, but no broker, no service, no ideas, no video, no WhatsApp, no training, nothing, then I think you pretty much want to come aboard, all right? Okay, so guys, I think I pretty much come to the end. All right, running deal, I want to transfer the account to me. Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead, guys, just running deal. Just go ahead to click on the link, all right, and just fill in your details. One of my team will reach out to you. And once it's, we'll let you know on the steps and the process to go ahead as well, all right, on that. Okay, guys, so thank you so much, guys. For those of you who are still here, really appreciate your time, all right, and thank you so much. And pretty much we have come to the end of this Facebook live session. All right, so we have like more than 100 of you on board already. Thank you so much. So yeah, you can come like hit the notification. Let me just see, right? So I think there should be a bell notification icon right at the top right hand corner. All right, and click on it. All right, and that's where whenever we go live, you will be notified as well. All right, you'll be notified as well. And I look forward to see you in more of those Facebook Live. We have covered, let me just go into to take a look at all the stocks that we have covered. UOB, STATS, Keppel Corp, Rex International, AEM, ST Engineering, OCBC, Neo, Golden Agri, and the last bonus stock that I'd like to share with you would be Golden Energy. All right, so I hope that all these stocks are what you guys are asking about, and we have covered most of them. And I hope you have found some value. Just type V for value, V for value in the chat if you have found some value in this very Facebook Live session. Thank you so much. Just type V in the chat so that I know that all of you are still here, all right, and have found some value. So we've gone on for like more than 1.5 hours already. All right, okay, value. Thank you. Value. Hi, Wei Hong, V, Jasmine V. Hi, Alex V. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, good. So yeah, pretty much I've come to the end of this session. Appreciate your time here. All right, I look forward to see you in the next Facebook Live session. Joey here. Thank you so much for watching. All right, do reach out, come on board as a client. I've just placed the link in the chat already. If you're not yet a client, go ahead and click on the link. Let me know. Let me and my team know who you are, and we'll be in touch and look forward to serving you as well. All right, so thank you so much. Have a great evening. Thank you. Bye. Awesome. V. Thank you so much. I see a lot of V's. Awesome. Thank you. Bye.